Welcome, welcome. New Year's resolutions are coming. They're just around the corner. And statistically, 85% of people are going to make financial or wellness goals. And probably 90% of those people are going to quit within 3 weeks. And it's not because they're lazy. It's not because they don't want it enough. It's because their nervous system already decided reaching the goal is more threatening than staying the same. Today, I want to give you a nervous system practice that will support you in tolerating the changes that you want to make so you can sustain them easier. So, your nervous system has a set point of what it feels like to be home. I call it your nervous system home state. It's a group of emotions and sensations and thoughts and even chemical rhythms that have become your unique pattern in life. Your nervous system clings to this pattern as a map of how things should be. So when you decide to make a change, even if that change is objectively better for you, your nervous system will signal that change as threat and it will work against you until you restore back to the home state that your nervous system is familiar with. This is why so many people fail at their goals because they are returning back to their nervous system home state. There was an anecdotal study done on a foster child who underwent horrific conditions in her origin home. They had this girl wear a heart monitor over time, and as she went into new foster home after new foster home, here's what they found. Every time her nervous system got to a certain level of calm, she would go into a spontaneous anxiety attack, and her biological rhythms would ramp up to the level that she was used to. On the surface, it looked like a child who had extreme emotional and behavioral difficulties. But from a nervous system perspective, this was a girl who did not know how to tolerate an environment that wasn't abusive. So she recreated the feelings that felt normal for her, even though those feelings weren't necessarily better. Your nervous system doesn't care what's objectively better for you. It will always pick a familiar hell over an unfamiliar heaven. So, your current job might be making you miserable, but the fact that you've tolerated it this long tells me that something about the situation feels like home to you. And if this wasn't true, you wouldn't be willing to tolerate it for as long as you have. This is what Gay Hendricks calls the upper limit problem. Now, he doesn't speak the nervous system language, this is my adaptation of it, but basically he said that there's a certain amount of goodness that we can tolerate, and I call this the nervous system set point. We have this internal thermostat of how much success, how much love, how much money, how much peace we can handle in our body before it starts to feel unfamiliar and therefore threatening. When we start to approach the threshold of unfamiliarity, the nervous system registers that change as threat and throws on the brakes. And then comes in the self sabotage. We revert to old patterns, we pick up old vices, we go back on the habits that we spent weeks or months trying to build. We start fights with people that we love, we procrastinate on the thing we said was important. We might even convince ourselves that we don't actually want the goal anymore. We see this happen over and over and over again with people pursuing goals of all kinds. Someone starts eating healthier, they lose 20 pounds, they feel amazingly, and then they suddenly start ordering takeout and they stop going to the gym and they start reverting back to their old patterns. Or you have that friend who starts dating an emotionally healthy guy after years of toxic relationships. But your friend, for some reason, she ghosts this guy because the guy is too boring. No, this guy is not boring. Your friend is addicted to the cycle of enmeshment and abandonment. So a steady guy feels underwhelming to her nervous system. So, what separates people who actually stick to their goals from the people who quit after 3 weeks? The people who actually stick to their goals, they have to change from the inside out. An identity shift is necessary to perceive the goal as a non threat. They have to access a version of themselves that isn't afraid of living where they are trying to go. But here's the thing, if you still believe that wealthy people are selfish and arrogant, you can set all of the financial goals that you want, But when it comes to actually making the money, your nervous system is going to say, I don't want to be selfish. I don't want to be arrogant. We can't sell this product or it will make me a bad person. So the behavior doesn't match the identity. And then your mind is going to play tricks on you and pull you back into old habits so that your identity can stay cohesive with your habits. The goal isn't to just do different things. The goal is to align with a different version of yourself to shift your identity so that the new behavior feels congruent with who you are. So then the actions necessary feel easy. So today I'm going to give you a nervous system practice that will help you avoid this upper limit problem. It will make it easier for you to actually reach your goals without self-sabotage. The nervous system tool is called resourcing. It's a powerful nervous system tool. And what you're going to do is recall a specific memory where you felt adventurous and open and calm and free. So take a moment to find that memory where you felt like yourself in the best possible way. And you're not just going to think about this memory, you're going to drop your whole body into it and engage your senses from that memory. So you're going to think about, what did you see in this memory? What colors were around you? What did you hear? Were there voices? Did you hear music? Were there nature sounds? Was the temperature hot or was it cold? Was it breezy? Was it raining? What emotions can you capture? Did you feel happy, joyful, expansive? What body sensations did you have? Do you notice warmth in your chest? Were your shoulders relaxed? Was your breath deep and rhythmic? As you sit in that moment, let yourself actually feel what it was like to be in peace. You don't want to rush it. You actually want to give yourself about 10 minutes to really drop into that nervous system state. And then, once you're there, make your goal-aligned action from that place. So let's say your goal is to leave your job and start your own business. Every time you make plans for your business, spend about 10 minutes resourcing first. Drop into that memory, find that place of peace and safety, and then, while you're still feeling that calm, you gently want to bring in that image of yourself running your own business. You want to hold your peace with the goal at the same time. And what this does is it starts to untrain the fear response in your nervous system. It starts to learn, oh, I can make money, I can sell things, I can run my own ship, and I can feel a sense of safety while I'm doing it. You're not forcing yourself to feel positive about it. You're just showing your nervous system it is possible to entertain the goal without going into survival mode. And the more you do this, the more your nervous system stops associating the goal with unfamiliar danger. So it becomes less threatening, it becomes more familiar, and then something feels familiar, it is more capable of sustaining that change over time. So, what you're really doing is accessing the version of yourself that's not afraid. It's inviting that part of you to take up more and more space inside of your decision making capacities. That version of you already exists inside of you and underneath all of the survival strategies. The more you practice being that person now, in small ways, in safe ways, the more your nervous system will let you live there. And I truly believe you can get there, but it starts with teaching your nervous system that it's safe to try. If this resonated with you, I work with people and help them live out their purpose through turning up their nervous systems. I'd love for you to hop on my email list at the link below so we can stay connected every single week. If you're interested, you can check the link in my description. And if you're not ready for that yet, totally fine. Keep watching these videos, keep learning, keep showing your nervous system it can live with freedom and with fullness. Thanks for being here, and I will see you next week.